Welcome, 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 everybody, to the Coaching Corner. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? I am Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. I am the founder and CEO of the IEP Coach LLC. We are an education company and we specialize in providing support to special education teams, teachers, and paraprofessionals so they can thrive in their roles and keep their schools out of litigation. All right. So that's a little bit about what we do at the IEP Coach. All right. And we go live every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we talk about all things special education. And at the end, we always have time for questions. So if you have a question regarding the topic that we are focusing on tonight, this evening, you can definitely share your question. Or if you just have a special education question, feel free. Hey, feel free to just drop it in the comments now, and someone from my team will make sure that I see the comment so I can see your question so I can answer right here on the live. All right, so as you come in, let me know where you are tuning in from. Say hello, give me a hey, give me a what's up. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and as always, share out this live. Today's topic is summer self-care check-in. Summer self-care check-in, and then habits to carry into the remainder of the year. All right. Because I don't know if you know it or not, you are actually doing some self-care. All right. So share out this live. And as I'm telling you to share it out, I am sharing it out as well. And we are live on our platforms, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. All right. Hey, tuning in from Jersey. Hey, how are you? All righty. So let me share out this live too. And just so you guys know, we release our newsletters on Wednesday. So if you have not subscribed to our newsletter, click the link that I'm dropping in the comments now so that way you can subscribe. So that way you will be the first to know when the edition drops. And there's some gems in that in the IEP Insider. All right, it is a lot of great information in that. Also, parents, teachers, as some of you are taking part in IEP meetings over the summer, your child may have gotten an evaluation over the summer, or you may be getting ready to go to an IEP meeting. So we got two treats for you, and it's for you too, teachers. We have parents, we have an IEP cheat sheet. If hey, you need like a quick reference about what are these sections about the IEP they're going to be talking about with me? They're going to be telling me, what my child needs. We have an IEP cheat sheet. I am dropping it in the comments now. So you can take that with you, save it on your phone, and you always have it. Now, if you want something that gives you a little bit more detail, goes in a little bit more depth for you, we have our IEP in a nutshell workshop. It's on demand. This is our most popular workshop, and it's on demand for you. All you got to do is register and you can watch it right there on demand. And it goes in more detail than the IEP cheat sheet, way more detail. All right. So don't say we don't give you nothing at the IEP Coach. We want to make sure you're prepared when you go to these IEP meetings, and because when you know better, you do better. When you know more, you're able to ask the right questions. Okay. All right. So let me share out this live. I didn't do it. And I hope everybody is staying cool because it is hot outside. I had to walk to my car. I'm like, man, do I really got to walk to this car? It is sweltering and we are experiencing another heat wave. Oh my God. It is hot. Hot, hot. All right. So make sure you're staying cool. Make sure you have water. You're staying hydrated because I don't want nobody to get heat stroke or have some type of heat related emergency happen. Okay. So make sure you are staying hydrated. You got the giggle. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. Now, a lot of you, all of you, especially your teachers or you work in a school, you are on your summer break. And you're taking this time to relax. You're taking this time to just reset. Now, and then what you're doing is considered self-care. Self-care, and it really matters a lot. Self-care matters so much. Somebody tell me, why does it matter? Like, somebody drop in the comments, like, some reasons why self-care is so important, especially for teachers. Somebody share in the comments, especially, why is self-care so important? Why does it matter? Why do we need to make sure we take time to practice self-care, to actually do self-care? All right, we have so we can be our best selves. Absolutely. You want to be your best self, your personal life, your professional life. You just want to be a better person. So you want to make sure you're taking care of you, because you can't expect nobody else to take care of you. All right, you got to make sure you take care of you. So we're going to go through 5 tips on self-care strategies that you can do now if you're currently not. And you may find that some of the things you're doing now are considered self-care. All right. So I don't know if you heard of this term, do a micro reset. Having a micro reset moment. So every about 60 minutes or every 90 minutes, pause for about a good 2 to 5 minutes, stretch, do a deep breath, and you can jot one note of gratitude to yourself. I learned about this the other day. I was just like, oh my God, that is so interesting. So every 60 to 90 minutes, you're going to take 2 to 5 minutes to just pause, stretch, or take deep breaths and write yourself a note of gratitude. All right. So that's one thing. Okay. Because you may be like, listen, I'm so busy. But you can take a moment to just pause and stretch, because I don't know if you realize that you stop to do things that may not be serving you at all, but you make time for it. So you got to do the same for yourself. Make time for you. All right, next one. Do some joy mapping. So this is where you block, I want to say at least 30 minutes. If you can't do 30, do 15 minutes on your calendar. And you do something that you love. It could be walking. It could be drawing. It could be coloring. It could be, let me see. It could be reading. Like, like I know for me, sometimes I want to read more books and I'm like, I ain't got no time. But it's like, oh my God, I can do joy mapping. I really want to read. You know what? Put it in my schedule. Read. And that's like joy mapping. That's like me putting it on my calendar, a bunch of different things that I enjoy doing, and I put it on my calendar and I put a time limit on it and I do it. Okay? Joy mapping. It could be whatever brings you joy. You put it on your calendar and you actually do it. All right. Now, something else is called, now this next one, it's a good one. A boundary blueprint. Ooh, I know you're like, oh, we setting boundaries? A boundary blueprint. All right. This is where you pick 2 sacred time blocks and you don't do nothing work related. This is your boundary blueprint. This sacred time is going to be your time block that you don't do no work. Okay? Now this could be your evenings. This could be your weekend, your mornings. This could be the weekends for you, or your weekend morning. You don't do nothing work related, and you only focus on what brings you joy. And you don't break this no matter what. This is your sacred time. You're like, no work. Absolutely not. No work. None whatsoever. All right. Another tip for you is you can have an accountability self-care partner. Accountability buddy system. So this is where you have a person that you check in with and you say, hey, did you do your self-care today? What you do? Or they can text you, hey, did you do your self-care today? What did you do? Or what did you do to take care of yourself today? What did you do to bring yourself joy today? Because sometimes you need somebody to hold you accountable to do it. Because I have friends, we check in every Wednesday. And we share, we give updates on each other. We hype each other up. And that's like our check-in. All right. And last but not least, you have a set time where you do that. You may say, hey, every Thursday at 12 o'clock, we're going to text each other. All right. Now, the last and fifth tip, Friday forward planning. This is where you spend 10 minutes Friday noting 3 self-care actions for the next week that you're going to do. And you review them on Monday. So Friday, you create 3 self-care actions that you're going to do next week. And on Monday, you review them to make sure, okay, which actions, which days this week am I going to do these 3 self-care things? All right. Now, some of you already do this. These are things you can implement right now. All right. So let's do a quick recap. You could do micro reset moments where you take every 60 minutes, every 90 minutes. Think about it as like when you do a sprint of work, you work straight for 60 minutes or straight for 90 minutes. Then after you do that, take a pause for about 2 to 5 minutes and you stretch, you take a deep breath and you jot down 1 note of gratitude for yourself. Okay. We have the weekly joy mapping. This is where you block 15 to 30 minutes on your calendar for something you love to do. You have boundary blueprint. You're going to pick 2 sacred time blocks every single week. And you will do absolutely no work during that time. Whatever brings you joy, you will do in that time. No work at all. Or you know what? You may not want to do anything, but it's no working at that time. 4, you can have an accountability buddy system where you guys check in with each other every week to see, hey, what did you do to bring yourself joy? What self-care did you do this week? And then last but not least, Friday forward planning, where on Fridays, you're going to pick 3 self-care actions that you're going to take, that you're going to do the following week. And then on that Monday, you're going to review what those 3 things are going to be, and you pick the days that you're going to do them. All right? Please make sure you take care of yourselves. Whether you're a parent, you're a teacher, anybody, make sure you're taking care of yourself, okay? All right. What questions do we have about self-care, or do you have a special education question? Please drop it in the comments for me so I can answer it for you. What question or questions do you have? All right. And I know it takes a moment or two for you to type your question. So take a moment. And I'm just going to remind you guys that the coaching corner, not the coaching corner, the IP Insider, the new edition will be dropping tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribing to our newsletter so that way you will get the notification when the newsletter has been released. Okay. So I am dropping that right now. Any questions? Let me check to see if we have any questions. Hold up. Any questions? All right. Also, if you are going to be going to an IP meeting this summer, you want to know like, hey, I need a refresh of like, what are the tips I need to know? Here you go. Here's our IP cheat sheet. It's a quick download for you to remind you about the sections of the IEP and why they are important, what needs to go in that section. And last but not least, if you want something that's more in-depth, here is the link to our IEP in a nutshell on-demand workshop. It is our most popular workshop that you can just take on demand, and it goes in much, much, much more detail. Okay. Now, a question that I had, let me see, is this a question? Let me see. Let me check Instagram and see if we got any questions. Oh, here's a question. It says, as life is life, and sometimes I find it hard to really do my self-care. So any tips, any other things that I can do to make sure that I really implement what you just said? So basically, this person was watching a live and hearing the tips, and they want to know like, how can she really implement these particular things? Well, one, you're gonna have to really make the time to do it. And so like for me, I put things on my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it's not real and it's not going to happen. So that's what I do to hold myself accountable, to make sure I do something. And also, I will tell one of my accountability partners, this could be somebody that you're very close with, somebody that you trust. And you could say, hey, I want you to text me or call me on these days at this time. And I want you to ask me, what did I do to take care of myself today? You might be shocked. They may ask you, oh, sure, I can do that. And actually, can you do that for me too? Those are just like maybe 2 ways that you can, make sure you actually do this, because it's not going to happen for you until you do it. Like, you have to do it. You have to know that this is important for you to do. Because if you're running on E, you don't want to get to the point where you're running on E and you're on E and you're like, oh, I need to do this for me. No, you need to be consistently taking care of yourself all the time. You need to make sure you're getting enough sleep. You need to make sure you're eating well. You need to make sure your body is moving. So you have to put things in place for yourself. Like, you know yourself better than anybody else. So what do you need to remind yourself? Do you need to have an accountability person to text you? Do you need to put things on your calendar? Do you need to put a sign up for yourself? Do you need to put your stuff at the door so you can remember, hey, I need to go to the gym or at least go for a walk. I'm going to put my workout clothes by the door so I can take it with me. You're going to have to put some things in place for yourself. All right, let's see if we got any more questions. How do we... Okay, so when you click on the links, they're just going to ask you for your email, your name and your email, so that way you can get the cheat sheet emailed to you, and also the link to do the to watch the workshop on demand. So you just got to put your information in so that way it can come straight to you. All righty, I don't see any more questions, but if questions come to you later, please send us a DM, please send us a message or an email. We are very, very responsive, and we are at the IEP Coach LLC on all social media platforms. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, be kind to yourself. Remember your capacity. You're only one person, and you're only capable of doing what you are able to do. So please don't push yourself past your capacity, because then you're going to get burnt out. All right? Remember to drink your water, folks. Stay hydrated, and please stay in the air conditioning. If you don't have to go outside, do not go outside. It's too hot. All right, we will see you guys next Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Coaching Corner. Good night. Peace.